Why everything you buy is designed to fail. The fear of eternity. Picture a world where you buy a single light bulb and it shines brightly for 100 years. Imagine a world where your car is passed down from your grandfather to you, never once needing a mechanic. A world where your smartphone is just as fast and capable today as it will be a decade from now. To you and me, that sounds like absolute paradise, doesn't it? But for economists, shareholders, and massive corporations, that scenario is not paradise. It is hell on earth. Think about it. If nothing ever breaks, nothing ever needs to be replaced. If nothing is sold, factory lines stop moving, money stops flowing, millions lose their jobs, and the entire global economic system collapses. Welcome to the dark history of how our world was meticulously designed to fail. Today, we aren't just going to look at 10 random objects that are ripping you off. We are going to dissect the invisible system that forces you to live in an infinite hamster wheel of consumption. This is not some internet conspiracy theory. This concept has a birth date, a location, and even an ideological father. In 1932, during the depths of the Great Depression, a real estate broker named Bernard London proposed a radical idea to save the economy. He suggested that planned obsolescence should be mandatory by law. His idea was simple but terrifying. Every product should have a legal expiration date. While it never became a written law, it became the iron law of the market. Brace yourself, because you are about to discover that almost everything you own was sabotaged before it even left the factory. Chapter 1. The Founding Fathers, the Pact of Light. Our first suspect in this global crime is the humble incandescent light bulb. In the early 20th century, engineers had a problem. Light bulbs lasted too long. In fact, there is a bulb hanging in a fire station in Livermore, California that has been burning almost continuously since 1901. That is over 120 years of light. For business, this was a financial disaster. An eternal light bulb means a customer who only pays once. So, on Christmas Day in 1924, in the city of Geneva, the Phoebus Cartel was born. Industrial giants like Philips, Osram, and General Electric signed a secret pact worthy of a mafia movie. Their goal? To deliberately reduce the standard lifespan of a bulb from 2,500 hours down to just 1,000. They even created vigilance committees. If a factory produced bulbs that lasted too long, they were fined heavily. This marked the first time in history that engineering was used to make a product worse, not better. But they didn't stop there. Decades later, nylon arrived. When DuPont invented these synthetic fibers in the 1940s, they were practically indestructible. Women bought a single pair of stockings and could literally tow a car with them without a scratch. Sales skyrocketed, but then they flatlined. The market was saturated because nobody needed replacements. The engineers received a direct order from management: change the formula. They had to go back to the lab not to innovate, but to weaken the material against UV rays and friction. Today, that run in your stocking isn't bad luck. It is a resounding success of reverse engineering. Chapter 2. The Digital Trap: Printers, Consoles, and Phones. Let's jump to modern technology, where the scam is much more sophisticated. If there is one object that deserves a special place in hell, it is the inkjet printer. It is the perfect robbery. Many printers contain a hidden EEPROM counter chip. This tiny chip counts exactly how many pages you print. When it hits an arbitrary number pre-programmed by the manufacturer, it effectively bricks the machine. It throws a message saying "fatal error" or "ink pads full." The machine is mechanically perfect, but the software decides to commit suicide, so you are forced to buy a new one. It is programmed digital murder. Gamers are not safe either. Let's talk about joystick drift. Whether you play on Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox, modern controllers start moving on their own after a few months. Why? Because they use cheap graphite potentiometers that wear down from friction and dust. The industry has known about a magnetic technology called Hall effect for years. It lasts virtually forever, but it costs just a few cents more to manufacture. They would rather sell you a new $70 controller every year than an eternal one for $75. And finally, the device in your pocket right now, the smartphone. In the past, swapping a battery took 5 seconds. Today, manufacturers use military-grade adhesives and proprietary screws that are impossible to remove. This isn't just to make them water-resistant. It is designed to kill independent repair. Lithium batteries are chemically calibrated to degrade after 500 charge cycles, which coincidentally lines up perfectly with your 2-year phone contract. And if you try to fix it yourself, the software detects the new part and disables features like Face ID. You are being punished for trying to be the owner of your own property. Chapter 3. The disposable home, furniture, fashion, and pans. Let's step away from screens and look at your physical home. Let's start with modern furniture. Do you remember your grandmother's furniture? Solid wood that could last for 100 years. Today, we buy fast furniture made of particle board. Wood chips glued together with resin and covered in pretty paper. These are designed to be assembled only once. If you try to move houses and take them apart, the screws rip the material, and the furniture disintegrates into dust. It is single-use furniture. The same thing happens in your closet with fast fashion. Giant brands don't sell clothes. They sell trends that last 2 weeks. They use short fiber threads that break under tension and very simple stitching. The goal is for the garment to lose its shape after just 3 washes, making you feel sloppy. They have successfully trained your brain to throw away a shirt, not because it has holes, but because it looks old after just 1 month. And in the kitchen, the betrayal continues with Teflon pans. Unlike cast iron, which is eternal, non-stick coating is a sacrificial material. Even if you treat it like a baby, the chemistry degrades with heat. Within 2 or 3 years, it starts peeling, releasing microplastics directly into your food. It is a product designed to become toxic trash from the very day you buy it. Chapter 4. Intellectual kidnapping, books and software. But perhaps the cruelest form is the obsolescence of knowledge and entertainment. University textbooks are a mafia. Basic calculus and physics haven't changed in centuries. Yet, publishers release a new edition every single year. They only shuffle the chapter order and change the stock photos. The goal? To kill the second-hand market. If the professor demands page 50 of the 12th edition, your 11th edition is useless. It is a tax on education. It hurts even more in the digital world with the video games and movies you buy. Nowadays, you don't buy a game. You buy a revocable license. When a company decides a server is no longer profitable, they simply flip the switch. Games like The Crew or old esports titles simply cease to exist. You paid $60 for Smoke. They can delete your entire digital library in the blink of an eye, and there is nothing you can do about it. Conclusion: the subscription economy. So where's all of this going? The future is not about selling you things that break. The future is about not selling you anything at all. Companies have realized that selling a product is less profitable than renting it to you forever. We see John Deere tractors that farmers cannot repair because the software is locked. We see BMW trying to charge a monthly subscription to warm up the heated seats that are already physically installed in the car. We are heading towards a world where you are a user, not an owner. A tenant in your own life. Planned obsolescence isn't just about your toaster breaking. It is the blueprint of a society addicted to waste and dependent on the monthly fee. So the next time something breaks exactly 1 day after the warranty expires, don't get angry. Smile. Everything is going exactly according to the plan. If you want to learn how to hack the system and support real content that lasts, subscribe and hit the like button. I'll see you in the next system failure.